All right, let's just jump right in. This is the big one, isn't it? The question that's probably on your mind, on everyone's mind, really. In a world where AI is moving so fast, it's kind of dizzying. How do you make sure your career isn't just safe, but that it actually grows? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
I mean, this is the fear, right? It's the headline on every article, the thing that keeps people up at night. But here's a thought. What if we've been asking the completely wrong question this whole time? The headlines, they love to talk about jobs just disappearing. But the reality, it's way more subtle, and honestly, a lot more interesting than that.
And this right here, this is probably the single most important idea to get your head around. See, AI isn't some tidal wave that just washes away whole professions in one go. No, it's more like a solvent. It slowly, piece by piece, dissolves the individual repetitive tasks inside of our jobs. Getting that one shift in perspective, it changes everything.
Okay, so let's really get into the nitty-gritty of AI's real impact. We're going to move past all the hype and look at what's actually happening in the real world. And the guiding principle is simple. It's all about tasks, not entire jobs.
So here's what's so interesting when you look at how this is playing out. AI isn't some separate robot that walks in the door. It's being woven right into the tools you and I already use every single day. It starts by chipping away at those boring, repetitive tasks. And what that means is your job doesn't just vanish, it evolves. But here's the key. This isn't something that just happens to you. You have to be proactive. Adaptation is the name of the game now.
So, if our jobs are changing, then our strategy has to change too. What's the new game plan for not just surviving but winning? Well, it requires a pretty fundamental shift in how we see ourselves. We have to go from being a performer of tasks to becoming an architect of workflows.
And this comparison just nails it. The task performer, their world is all about executing individual tasks, just getting the work done. The workflow architect, though, they take a step back. They focus on designing the entire system where the work gets done. It's really the difference between being a cog in the machine and being the one who designs the machine.
So what on earth is a workflow architect? Think of yourself as the manager of a new kind of team, a team made of both humans and AI. You're the one who designs the processes. You're the one who validates the AI's output. You're the quality control. And you are the human expert who steps in to handle the tricky problems that the AI just can't touch.
So what does this actually look like? What's in the toolkit for this new role? Well, it's not just about your core job skills anymore. Now it's about things like prompt design, learning how to talk to AI to get amazing results. It's about validating what it gives you, integrating automation, designing better processes. You're basically the human supervisor in this new human-AI partnership. This is your roadmap for what you need to be learning.
And this brings us to what I think is the most empowering part of this whole conversation. Because as AI starts handling more of the routine stuff, our uniquely human skills, they don't become obsolete. Oh no, they become more valuable than ever. This is where you have the ultimate edge.
I mean, just look at this breakdown. AI is an absolute beast at spotting patterns and cranking out content. It's incredible. But ask it to make a tough ethical judgment call or to really understand the subtle political context of a big business decision, that's where it just falls flat. Our ability to deal with ambiguity, to think strategically, and to be accountable, that's what makes us essential.
Yeah, and this visual really gets to the heart of it. The real value, the secret sauce, is in that messy, creative, collaborative human process. You can't just prompt an AI for genuine ingenuity or passion or that spark that happens when people truly collaborate. That is and will always be our domain.
So practically speaking, where should you be focusing your energy? Here it is: systems thinking, seeing the whole chessboard, ethical reasoning, being the moral compass, and of course, the big ones: communication, managing risk, and maybe most importantly, adaptability. These aren't soft skills anymore. They are the critical, hardcore skills for a modern career. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the what and the why. Let's get down to the how. How do you actually start making this shift in your own life, in your own job? You need a plan, a simple, personal action plan.
And look, it doesn't have to be some huge, complicated thing. Here's a super simple 5-step plan you could literally start this afternoon. First, just list out what you actually do. Then be really honest. Which of these things could a machine do, and which ones truly need your unique human brain? Now, the crucial part, just pick one automatable task and find a tool to help you with it. The goal isn't to automate your whole job overnight.
It's to free up a little bit of time so you can reinvest it in that strategic, creative, human work we've been talking about.
All right, as we start to pull all this together, there's one last piece, and it might be the most important of all. It's the change that has to happen up here, in our mindset. Because real career security in the age of AI isn't about what you already know. It's about how fast you can learn something new.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly. The old way of thinking was, if I become the world's leading expert in this one narrow thing, I'll be safe forever. That was the old model of security. But the new model? Security is your ability to adapt, to learn new tools on the fly, and to constantly evolve what you do. Your adaptability is your new expertise.
You know, there's a quote I love that sums this all up perfectly. Machines generate, humans govern. Let the machines generate the first draft, the data analysis, the raw ideas. Our job, our higher value job, is to govern, to guide it, to edit it, to make the smart strategic calls, and ultimately, to take responsibility for the outcome.
So at the end of the day, we need to completely flip the question we started with. The question isn't a passive, fearful one about what AI is going to do to you. The real question is an active, powerful one. How are you going to direct these amazing new tools to redefine your job, to take on bigger challenges, and to make your work more valuable and interesting than ever before? Because that's the power you have right now.